Today, we have the best icons by budget. I'm talking attackers, midfielders, and defenders. 3 pieces of criteria: expensive, value, and cheap at discount shopping. Let us begin with the attackers. And if you're brand new to these parts, it would be highly appreciated if you could drop a subscription. And I'm starting out with none other than one of the most improved icons in all of FC across the board. Over the horizon, we have the Frenchman Thierry Henry, using the 93, mainly because at 1.5 million coins, I believe you're getting a much better price to return of investment. However, if you've got extra helpers, your pockets, they're looking healthy, by all means, go get the 94. Mia Hamm. And forget about the SBC, go to the market. 1.2 million coins. She's unstoppable. She's been authentic, expressive, undeniable talent from the rip. I'm actually surprised that she's dropped this much in price point, which makes her an attractive pickup. Eric Cantona, brand spanking new SBC, 1.3 million for an SBC evaluation. Now you have versatility, physicality, technical capability, 10 play styles. Knock that out into the value section. We got Didier Drogba, who I believe will be under 500K soon enough. Currently sitting just over. What a specimen. Hate going up against him. I wish I was better taking max advantage of Didier Drogba, but he's going to be disruptive. I'm happy for him. Deserves the upgrade. And getting a 94 overall in this price range, it feels like you're getting a steal. Zola, when he was initially released, I felt like people were pleasantly surprised. And I'm not saying he's forgotten now, but might be a little under the radar. He's in the 3s. Most of us can afford Zola. And if you want quick touches, innovative nature, expression, I like everything that Zola has somewhere in the attacking portion of the virtual pitch. Out wide, centrally located, both good to go. Last of the grouping, we have Wayne Rooney. He has too much balance to not publicly appreciate. Praise this man, put him on the pitch, and you can play him in a variety of roles. I've seen him off the bench, I've seen him as a starter. Again, utility-esque type player, which is one-to-one with his career. One of the greats from the Premier League. Cheap choices, keeping this extra budget friendly. Birdcamp, 93 overall, 150K. Pretty self-explanatory. Let the man rerun the years. We finally got the upgrade that we needed, and there hasn't been that much hype, and I think it's because his previous items weren't good, but this one is different. Kelly Smith at a 91. I've been using her all year long. Track record, incredible. Ability to score, prominent figure, 150,000 coins. We love to see those types of prices. That's competitive nature from the rip. Last but not least, we have Pires, which could be a little bit of a risky selection, but at 100,000 coins, I still believe there is a ridiculous value that you can receive now with the skill move upgrades and just the stats across the board, the trickster play style. He's moving better. Not nearly as clunky as he once was. In fact, I think he's lost all of that, which makes him a little more of a traditional winger, even though he does have the size or the height, and he doesn't have the best reputation throughout the years, not from a stat perspective, but from an output perspective, but this is the item that shifts it. And he costs you next to nothing to give him an opportunity. Icon, midfielders, and it would not be right if we didn't start this conversation with a Ruud Gullit. And in this case, I've gone with the 91, about 2.8, 2.9 million coins. Probably going to get cheaper. I don't even think the 94, the new perp or pink edition, you can find. You have to snipe them or make a deal on the down low, under the hand, under the table. Either way, the price point with that version or that iteration is going to be ridiculous. Go for the 91. If you completed the 89 from back in the day, you're throwing it back from an SBC. He's still taking up space with the best of them. Gallops through the midfield, intimidating figure, and an undeniable presence. Perhaps his partner in crime, I've got Vieira. Again, not going to be a cheap pickup and potentially the best center back or center mid, depending what you need. The body type is perfect. He's a brick house. He sits on top of the defense. He's relentless. He's never out of position, and he's everywhere, and he wins every single physical altercation. That's the reality. I don't make the rules, but this is my opinion. And perhaps a surprise choice, but we're staying French. I've gone with Abelie. Since the beginning of the year, she's been good to go. And in this case, you're getting so much from a stat perspective, also a proof of concept. This is not a newly upgraded player in terms of we know what she has to offer 1.3 million coins, and I again believe she's even going to get more affordable. She's going to get cheaper, but as my last of the expensive groups, you want that pro clubs-esque midfielder, she will be that for you. When we're talking good value, we got to be talking about Xavi. The passing, the precision, the movement, late runs, facilitation. He's a visionary, and I'm just so happy that I can talk about Xavi with this type of organic inclusion in FC, because in previous years, his ability didn't transcend and we were never able to use him. As good as he was at Barcelona, the skill set or the characteristics did not translate to FC or FIFA success. This item's different. Haji, currently available as an SBC. That's the big key. I don't want to include any squad building challenges that are no longer an option for you. We've got the double 5-star. He's around 400,000 coins. Pretty self-explanatory if you need a midfielder that, again, will have some of that technical capability, can pass the ball anywhere. Off the cusp, Haji can be your guy. Plenty of good responsiveness. Michael Essien.
Comes out to Essien!
And I don't want to say he's forgotten, but his price has been tremendously reduced. You're getting an absolute discount at this current point in time. I believe partially to the competition for this position. But when it comes down to holding mids that have a certain level of annoyance, Essien is a better version of a Conte. That's my best comparison if you need a one-to-one. As for our cheap grouping, I'm starting out again with a bit of a risky choice in some regards. Not expensive, but you're not seeing him in action a lot. I want to give Clarence Seedorf some love. He's been good to go in previous years, finally getting an upgrade that puts him into a couple conversations. The Dutchman at a 90 overall, 100,000 coins. I've got Sawa, the 91. She's maybe 150, 160, 170. We'll see whatever the price point is officially recorded as we're recording. I checked the market before we went live. It's not the 93, but the 91 is still got certifiable characteristics. And there is a little bit of an intimidation factor. And did I mention she's cheap? Frankie Lampard with an upgrade, finally. And again, I believe his price is even going to get more affordable. 120, 130,000 coins, 92 overall, a lot of stats to work with. He's going to end up being more of a holding mid in some regards, or he's going to have those late oncoming runs. Not necessarily what he was known for throughout his career. One of the best goal-scoring midfielders in Premier League history. Icon defenders, and we've got a lot to choose from. And when we start getting into the expensive first round selections, to me, it's straightforward. I need Maldini in my life. Get the 94, now under 3 million coins, getting into a better budget range. Still highly expensive, but you get what you pay for. His next door neighbor or partner in crime, again, you're going to need some real pocketbooks, but Rio Ferdinand, what a talent. Since this introduction or this release, he has been fantastic, and I'm seeing him in plenty of weekend leagues. It is not fun to try to break down Rio Ferdinand. Brand spanking new. We got Cafu, the Brazilian out wide, and we've seen the 91, the 92, and now I'm promoting the 94. And as it's been part of the sentiment, I believe he'll even get more affordable. As we're recording, highly recent release, so you pay a recency bias tax, but we know that Cafu is good to go. He's a green light. There's no concerns. There's no issues. At least you're receiving more wins, better results, a certifiable fullback, wingback, trackback, authenticity through the roof. Value selections, and this could be a little iffy. I just feel he needs to be mentioned. I have Roberto Carlos with the 93, which is somewhere in the 700,000 coin range. Technically, if you want to be more affordable, you could go for the 92, but I went with the highest rated version currently. A player I never thought I'd talk about being such a regular inclusion. I don't mean that in a negative manner. He just didn't have the translation with skill set from actual pitch to virtual pitch. Philip Lahm, this 92 is without a doubt the real deal, and you're seeing him in so many squads, and he's right around that 500,000 coin budget range. That seems right. That aligns. That speaks to me. And after a clearance sale, 93 overall, Yashin, which we never asked for. Bit of a surprise. We've seen an SBC, but go to the market. I think the SBC's expired anyways. 600,000 coins, give or take. You're receiving a prime center back. He will hold it down, and the stats don't lie. These are not newspaper numbers. If we're going cheap, talking extremely affordable, like to start it out with an SBC with Cannavaro. He's back into action. He had no previous usage until this SBC dropped. Still available, I think, for 3 weeks as this is being recorded. 260,000 coin SBC pricing, so I still feel he can fit into cheap. You can remake, recycle, craft the players that are necessary. Agility, side-to-side turning, Cannavaro has that. Leadership qualities through the roof. I can't speak highly enough about this petite, preferably as a center back. Some of you might try to slot him into a center mid selection or choice or placement. I understand that. I prefer him as a center back. Great numbers, great outputs, played multiple weekends for the club, mediocre clout FC. He's doing his job. And lastly, and it might be a slight reach because I do feel players are catching up, and I cannot believe that Laudrup finally received an item that was able to get busy, had that itch on the virtual pitch. I did not mean for that to rhyme. 90 overall, 75,000 coins. And again, for how long will he still be usable or a viable option? That's up for debate. But we've already had multiple months where you can't deny that Laudrup's talent has been impactful. Those are my choices. Let me know if you have any questions around players. I will give you my opinion based on the players that you supplied down below and what icons have been showing up and showing out for you this year in particular, and you can price them out. I look forward to getting back to everyone, and we have a lot more content coming out ASAP.